My name is S. I am the handler. And before this episode begins, you need to understand something. Compassion is not weakness. Weakness is watching people drown and calling your silence strength. Weakness is allowing pain to spread because you were too emotionally undeveloped to confront it. Weakness is building leadership systems that destroy the humans inside them. The world has enough tyrants pretending to be leaders. This episode is about something far more dangerous: controlled empathy, strategic compassion, human-centered command. Because the strongest people in this world are not the loudest. They are the ones capable of carrying pressure without becoming poison. Welcome to the Handler Protocol. Because every empire eventually collapses without emotional intelligence. Every team eventually fractures without stabilization. Every mission eventually dies when leadership forgets the humans executing it. And some of you listening right now, you learned leadership from pain, from chaos, from abandonment, from manipulation, from surviving environments where emotions were liabilities. So you adapted. You became cold, efficient, detached. You learned how to read threats before you learned how to trust love. You became operational before you ever became healed. And while that may have protected you, it also isolated you. Because eventually, survival-based leadership creates emotional casualties. You can command obedience, but you cannot command loyalty through fear forever. You can intimidate people into movement, but intimidation never creates devotion. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've built systems, businesses, relationships, friendships, teams, and somehow you still feel alone inside all of them. Because people may follow your power, but they don't feel safe near your presence. That is not leadership. That is controlled distance masquerading as strength. The Handler Protocol exists to fix that. Because emotional intelligence is not softness. It is battlefield awareness. It is understanding human behavior before collapse happens. It is reading emotional instability before it infects the mission. It is recognizing burnout, fear, isolation, shame, resentment before they become operational failures. The strongest leaders in history understood psychology, not just power, because human beings are not machines. And the second you forget that, your systems start rotting from the inside. Some of you destroy people without realizing it, not because you're evil, because nobody ever taught you emotional discipline. You learned command, but never connection. You learned standards, but never stabilization. You learned how to win, but never how to protect. And protection, real protection, requires emotional maturity. Because leadership is not domination. Leadership is containment. Can your presence stabilize chaos? Can people breathe around you? Can your discipline create safety instead of fear? Can your strength protect instead of intimidate? That is the real test. Not how loudly you command a room, but whether people become stronger after standing beside you. The handler understands this. Because empathy is intelligence, compassion is tactical, healing is strategic, and emotional regulation is operational superiority. You want to know why relationships fail? Why teams collapse? Why families fracture? Why leaders self-destruct? Because wounded people eventually weaponize unresolved pain against everyone near them. And some of you have spent your entire lives calling that normal. It's not normal. It's inherited dysfunction, passed from generation to generation by people who never healed themselves. That cycle ends here. This framework was never just about rebuilding you. It was about rebuilding the environments around you. Because healed leadership changes entire bloodlines, entire teams, entire futures. And some of you listening, you were never meant to become tyrants. You were meant to become protectors. But protection requires control, not emotional suppression. Control. The ability to stay calm under pressure. The ability to lead during collapse. The ability to absorb chaos without spreading it. That is what the Handler Protocol teaches. Not weakness, not passivity, not emotional fragility. Strategic humanity. Because the world doesn't need more emotionally broken leaders pretending to be gods. It needs disciplined humans capable of carrying power responsibly. And maybe that's who you're becoming now. Not a survivor, not a weapon, not a ghost. Something rarer, a stabilizer, a protector, a leader people can survive beside. Because compassion without standards creates weakness, but standards without compassion create monsters. The handler exists between both. And if you understand that balance, you stop becoming dangerous to the people you love. You stop repeating inherited damage. You stop bleeding on people who never cut you. And for the first time, your presence starts building instead of destroying. My name is S, and this was the Handler Protocol. Welcome to the War Room.